All righty, we are live. We are live. So just check the page, make sure you see us, and then share it. I'm going to just confirm that we are live. Hi, everybody. Say hi if you join us. I am going to keep my Facebook open on my phone because yesterday I didn't see all the comments where people were talking to us, and I had no idea.
I see it.
Okay, cool. We are live. So I'm going to open this up. Just confirm. Keep it on mute. So please talk to us and say hi. Let us know you're here. But if you're joining us, thank you for joining us tonight. If you don't know who I am Chandra Brooks. I am founder of Powerhouse Academy, Powerhouse Women. I'm a business coach. I help more women than I do men. The majority of my clients are women who are starting a business or who are running businesses and they want to create more impact and more income in their business. So again, Chandra Brooks, thank you for joining us. I am here today doing a series with some of my clients, some of my amazing clients that I just love and adore, that are new. I mean, Jennifer, I've only been working with Jennifer for about over 30 days, I think. It seems longer, but it's only been 30 days. But Jennifer is one of my one-on-one clients that I have. And she is working with me for 6 months. And I'm excited to have her. She's amazing. Entrepreneur. She runs 2 businesses. One's a nonprofit that helps families that are dealing with the court system. And another business is what would you call it? A document. I called it professional document, but what do you?
Yeah, well, my profession is a legal document assistant. I always get
short
word for paralegal, but yeah, so it's just a legal it's a legal service, self-help legal service.
Yes. So she helps people with divorces, family cases, custody, all that good stuff. So if you need her, reach out to her after this interview or make friends with her on Facebook. So I wanted to interview some of my clients because they've had some amazing successes in the last couple of weeks. And I was like, we got to share these stories and talk about it. And you all know I'm not shy about marketing myself on Facebook. And I want people to understand the importance of having a coach, especially if you're in business and getting the help that you need in order to grow your business or build your business. So I want to introduce Jennifer Celaya. She's amazing. Please tell people about your businesses, who you are, and all that good stuff.
All right. So thank you, Chandra, for the introduction. I appreciate it. And I am excited to be on here with you. And thank you for having me. So again, my name is Jennifer Celaya. I'm from San Jose. I have been in the legal field for about 24 years now. And I started pretty early, and that was due to a personal situation that took place with me many years ago, 24 years ago. And it kind of grew on me and led me on the path that I'm on now. So I put myself through school as a single mom, raising 6 kids and taking care of an elderly father. And I was really determined to make sure that people of my community, people of color, people of how do I say it? The underserved community that does not have any connection to services that they can get that actually has quality services. So
or financial resources, right? To pay for attorneys.
Absolutely. So I was just determined to make sure that I was educated enough to educate other people. I'm not an attorney, so I do not give any legal advice, and I cannot represent you. Although I might just be a little bit better than one, but I just don't have my license just yet. But I will say this, it was just a passion of mine. So
well, can you share a little bit about the story, because I think it's amazing what you did, and I totally understand because I've been through some things too, and I feel like God uses us sometimes as an example, and he puts us through some things because he knows that we're going to help other people with that once we get through it. So 24 years ago, something happened, and you had to deal with the courts, and you've seen how it worked for people like us, and you wanted to do something about it. So just share your story a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, 24 years ago, I gave birth to a baby boy. I was very young. I was 15 years old. You know, first time being a mom and didn't know anything about being a parent, but I knew that I was going to do the best that I could.
Mm-hmm.
There was an altercation that took place at my house. I called the cops for protection for me and my son, and it reversed on me. Um, I didn't know how deep the corruption or the coercion was in Santa Clara County when it came to DFCS, that's
Mm-hmm.
Department of Family and Children Services. And I wasn't aware of that because that was not part of my world. And so I was really blindsided to it. So when the cops came, they made me out to be like the suspect, like I was the one, you know, at fault for the altercation. And, you know, me calling the cops was just putting the finger on myself, which was just outrageous. So my firstborn son was removed from me June 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
1998, and
Mm-hmm.
was put up for adoption. He was put up in a fast track adoption. Back then, they gave us 3 to 6 months for reunification to work a program.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I'm only 15. I
Wow.
don't know any legal rights. I don't know anything to do with the system. All I knew was I came from a broken home. And yes, I came from a product of dysfunction, you know, family that has had a lot of deep rooted issues. And I did grow up in the system. And that's something that I couldn't erase, but it was
Mm-hmm.
part of me. And it was something that was used against me, you know, to take my son away. And
Mm-hmm.
so I did everything that they asked me to do, drug testing, parenting classes, and pretty much everything that they asked me to do. I was already involved in doing it because I wanted to learn as I,
Yeah.
you know, got,
Mm-hmm.
you know, older and my son was growing. And, you know, it just seemed like from the beginning they were against me. You know, I'm a woman of color.
Yeah.
I'm a single mom at that, and I was
Yeah.
only 15.
And you were
And
young.
so I was told over and over, you can have plenty more kids. Just let this one go. There's a family
Wow.
that wants to have this kid. And I thought, nope. And so I did. I fought long and hard. I lost the battle after a year. My son was put up for adoption. I didn't see him after that 1 year. It was very tough. It was very tough having to walk your child in after a visit and tell him goodbye and know that
Mm-hmm.
that was the last time you were ever going to see him. So it did. It broke me into so many pieces that that you can't even imagine. But what it did was it sparked a fire in me that I said to myself, all this anger and hurt, I'm going to put it towards something that's going to benefit
Mm-hmm.
all of the pain and suffering that myself and my son had to go through,
Mm-hmm.
because it didn't just traumatize and victimize me, it victimized my son,
Mm-hmm.
my family, and other people who were connected to us. So
Mm-hmm.
I took all of that into you know, into account and said, okay, what can I do with this instead of me, you know, going to the streets and getting high and just, you know,
Yeah.
unraveling
Giving
my
up.
life.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure that, you know, whatever happened to myself and my son wasn't done in vain.
Yeah.
And I knew there was a bigger purpose for it. I just didn't see it at that point. And so I began to put myself through school right away and get educated. And I became an advocate in Santa Clara County, helping other families going through the same similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was determined to make sure that I created a service that was going to be beneficial and not artificial. There's a
Yes.
difference.
And that's why
Yeah.
both your business, your nonprofit and your for-profit business, help families deal with that and go through that process, through that court process. And you're like a liaison, but you also are a law student at the same time.
Yes.
So you like you said, you just have continued to educate yourself to make sure that you could help the families as much as you could. So when I first met Jennifer, I was just amazed at everything that she's done. And she's super humble. She'll work her ass off all day. She doesn't market herself. She wasn't, like putting herself out there or anything. And me, I'm like, girl, we got to tell people about what you're doing, because you definitely, there's people that need you, right? I needed her. The several other people have needed her. I know of just myself. So I know if I needed her, then I know other people would if she just went online and started talking about it. But she was so, like her head down in the work and helping families, that she just didn't have time, and she wasn't focused on that. She wasn't focused on, or thinking about, okay, how do I grow this? How do I strategically grow these businesses so then maybe I can breathe, spend more time with my family, do the things that I want to do. And that's kind of where I came in. And we met through a friend of ours, through Marshall Jones. And we want to give a shout out to Marshall. Marshall, I am going to call you tomorrow. And I told Jennifer I was, because I really appreciate you connecting me to Jennifer. And he, he was like, I want to help her, but I just don't have the background to help her. I think she's a great fit for you. So he passed her to me. And when we talked, it was kind of like I had everything that she needed in a background to help her grow her nonprofit and grow her for-profit business. So we started working together. And I remember I always talk about my meeting with you, because the next day I found out I had COVID, and I didn't get it from Jennifer, so just FYI, and I didn't give it to her, so just FYI. That didn't happen. But we met down at San Pedro Square, and we just talked and talked and talked for a long time, and came up with so many ideas, and just started getting to work right away. So since then, she's been able to generate funds and grant funds for her nonprofit, that she was kind of sitting on, but not really. It was there. She was working on it, but she's busy, and she was doing this all by herself. So there was opportunity that came about, and I kind of coached her through it, and she locked in some funds for her nonprofit and her organization. So she's able to help more families do the things that she wanted to do. And one thing that I really know really well is how to get through the red tape in government, especially with politicians and their offices, and how to make them see you and be like, hey, I'm here. I've been doing this. You said you're going to help me. Let's get this done. And she was able to get some funding for her business. And then for her for-profit business, there was also some money kind of sitting there. And when you're in business, you need capital. You need working capital. You need money to put into your business. So then you're not stressed out, and you're not just kind of running on fumes and making money and spending it, making money and spending it. You need a cushion. You need some money. And we talked about some ways for her to get some funding for her for-profit business, and she got it. We're not going to go into detail on what it was and who it's from, because people are nosy, but she did. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So, I want to say thank you to Marshall, because honestly, I was at a dead end, and I was at my wit's end, and I said to myself, okay, I'm going to just give up. I'm going to go back to my county job. I'm comfortable. I don't need to worry about anything else. But I also knew that I'm a business owner, and I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to work for myself, working for others, bettering their situation. And when I came to Marshall, he's amazing, and he just was like, Jen, I don't have that background. So let me connect you with some people that I know you would connect well with. So I'm very thankful that that did take place, because I was at a point where I said to myself, like, what am I doing wrong? What am I not doing? What am I not seeing? There was just things that I myself couldn't take myself out of the equation to take a look at and say, okay, this is where I need to go, and this is where, I need to execute it, right? So I knew I needed a coach, and I knew that I was going to have to invest, right? A lot of people will see a price tag and say to themselves, well, nah, I don't want to spend that kind of money, but we'll spend that kind of money on stupid stuff, eating out every week, all these different things that we could actually invest in that will, produce more income for us and open up more opportunities. So that investment I did, I'm not going to lie, I was a little scared, and I said, you know what, I don't know if I am ready for this, but I was glad that I did it, because had I not taken that leap and not trusted in, the program and your services, and just invested in what I know I can do, I would have still been stuck, and I would not be here to tell you that, within the 30 days that we have worked together, I was able to establish $175,000 for both businesses. And no, I can't give any loans out, because it's generated in the business.
We're not making it rain anywhere. No, we're not.
But I can honestly say that having a coach and having your expertise did really, really help and benefit me in focusing in on things that I was not doing or was not open to do, was kind of
Mm-hmm.
like dormant. And so in working with you in a short period of time, I was able to jump out of that little dormant place that I was at and just start, focusing and zoning in on going after what I know I deserve.
And
So,
one of those things is raising your prices too, right?
yes,
Because I totally understand, because I come from community, nonprofit, giving, volunteering, donations, feeling bad for people that don't have the funds to always pay for something, and giving discounts constantly, right? And giving people breaks. We had to get disciplined because people were burning you, like you were
right,
doing all this work for people and they weren't paying you. And we just changed some systems to make sure that you got your money, to make
yeah,
sure that they've made a down payment at least. So at least you get half, get your
right,
contracts right, and also a way to charge more, or that down payment is a little larger. So we increased the prices. The other day we went down the line and we increased them. We were like, that's higher. Let's go higher. Let's go higher, because you were shortchanging yourself. And sometimes we do that, and we need a push to say, you're worth so much more. How much work do? You go and file court, you stand in line for these families and for these individuals. You're doing all this work for them, and you're not charging what you're worth. You have kids that need you, and you're in line for people that ain't paying you and ain't doing,
right.
it's like we ain't doing that anymore.
Nope,
Right?
nope,
We are not doing that anymore. And I think, even as somebody who has always had a coach, I need to hear that. I need somebody to remind me of who I am sometimes. It's like, Chandra, you're a badass. Like, you're a powerhouse. Why are you doing that? Why are you acting like that? You better charge people what you're worth, right? And I've had to do that to you. I've had to say, hello, who are you? Like, you're a badass. Like, come on, get it together. You know your stuff. They better
right,
be grateful that they got you, instead of having to pay an attorney $6,000-$7,000 for this, right? So I
yep,
think that we all need that confidence, that boost, and that's what coaching helps, right? Helps with as well, is
right,
to build your confidence in not in only in your skill, but also to increase your value, right? To own it. And since then, like, she's been going live on Facebook and telling people about what she does, sharing her knowledge. And that's something we've coached through, is about sharing your knowledge. Tell people what you do and how you do it and how you can help them. And once you tell them, then they know how to find you and how to hire you. And
right.
since she's been going live, business has been, she's,
It's
just
been
to let
good.
you know, she's already busy, but now she's busier, right?
Right.
Yeah. So tell me about that experience, like just kind of going live and kind of the light bulb once you've seen that. I think even from your first live, you got some business.
Yeah, and so I didn't go live very often on specifics on my business, right? I mean I would do just random lives of ranting and venting about things, right? But it
Right.
was never focusing on my business, and I figured, you know what? I've never needed to advertise. I never needed to do that, so why should I start now? But when you kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I was like, you know what? I was like, no, I'm not doing this, right? But then I having that coach and that person to
Yeah.
um hold you accountable, that's what made me just go off the deep end and go, okay, I'm gonna do it because she's expecting this, and I don't want to get a message
Because
and be
I
like,
text
all
you,
right,
right? I'll text you.
right,
Where
yeah,
are
and
you
that's
at?
what
How come you ain't going
y-
live?
yes, and that's what I was worried about, like, okay, you know what, I invested, this is what I wanted, so I better get to work and start executing, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I did. Within the first live, I will say that I gained a couple of customers, clients. I wouldn't say clients, but good people that needed to be coached and educated through the nonprofit program, and then also for the for-profit. I was able to get clients that way, and so moving forward, few lives after, in
Mhm.
zoning in on specific topics, talking about them during the week, I was still able to continue to get more clientele, and it's been growing more than what it's already been. I'm already
Mhm.
like at the top with work, and it's just growing even more. So
Yeah.
I'm at that point where now I'm ready to hire an assistant. I'm
Mhm.
ready to get other people to start delegating the services to.
Mhm.
So that's what it did for me in less than 30 days.
And the structure, right? To, kind of strategizing on how to hire and what to hire for, right? Because
Yes.
sometimes we don't know who should I hire, what should I have them do, and we talk through that.
Right.
Hire people to do the things that you don't want to do in your business, that tedious work, that data entry or filing or whatever, those things that you do, the things that you love in your business, and you hire people to do the things that you don't love to do.
Right.
And that you could hire somebody and pass it on to do for an assistant, but all that strategy and structure. And she's been running this business without a website, so she's has stayed booked and busy. So what I told her, I was like, if you had a website and marketed yourself, girl, you will double your business. Plus, you
Right.
can hire somebody to help you, which will that even help you increase your business when you have
Right.
that time to dedicate to marketing and networking and putting yourself out there. So she's already developing partnerships with attorneys. She's already just structuring, increase the prices, going to get this website built. We're starting to talk about creating promo videos for her business, but we're just getting started, right? And we still
Right.
have about 5 months to work together. So who
Yep.
knows what we have coming in these next 5 months.
Oh, we got some fire coming in the next couple months because I'm
Yes,
ready.
exactly. And I'm excited because I love to work with women like you who are passionate, who have started something because of what they've gone through, right?
Right.
So that's like the best type of person to have help you is somebody who's gone through it and somebody who is passionate about it, and they're going to help you. They're going to help you along the way. Somebody already said they're going to contact you and that they need your help already. So
Okay.
from this
I'm ready.
live, you're already going to get some business, I'm sure.
Thank
People are,
you.
yeah, getting to know you. But I just appreciate working with you. And you know, if you were to sit down with somebody who was on the fence about working with me, about hiring me, what would you tell them?
Well, I would definitely tell them that, this is something that you are going to be investing in. And if you want to move your business forward or, get past any hurdles or obstacles, I would definitely say to go ahead and take that leap and to do it because you won't regret it. Like I said, it's an investment that you would do for anything, right? And
Mhm,
I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars into education, right? And that's a choice. So if you want to grow your business and you want to have that badass coach, then I would say don't be on the fence about it and just do it. Because if you don't just do it, you're going to keep on pondering in your thoughts and you're going to keep on backsliding. And that's what's going to stop you from growth.
mhm,
And so, like I said, I thought about it for a minute and then I just snapped out of it and said, you know what? I'm doing it because if I don't, I'm going to be stuck here forever, another 24 years, and I'm going to be burnt out. I'm already burnt
mhm.
out as it is, and I don't
Or you're
want to
going to
go that
give up.
route.
You want, like you said, go back
Yeah,
to your job and work your job only and just
I
give
want
up on it.
freedom. I want
Exactly.
freedom, and you've been talking about that. So if you're
Hmm.
on the fence about it and you want freedom and you want to be able to execute, then I would say just go ahead and do it because it's
Hmm.
the best investment that you can make for yourself, for your children, for your business. So
Hmm. And I
absolutely.
just like to make a point that I am not desperate for clients. But what I am is passionate about women building their businesses and then making them successful. So I always find a way to keep serving as many clients as I possibly can with the help that I have. But it's not about that. And it's not about the money for me. It's really about helping women like you build that freedom, right? And see the possibilities with generating 175K. I mean, if we didn't work together, I don't know if that money would even,
It it wouldn't
yeah,
have because I
yeah.
wouldn't have done anything. I was just sitting like, okay, it's gonna come to me.
Mhm.
And I think I was more fearful of the process and what it entailed instead of
Mhm.
having confidence like you talked about.
Mhm.
I'm confident in all other kind of ways, right? And but when it came down to the business and having to sit down with politicians and give my story, I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, who am I? I'm this little person compared to them. And just like I said, the little bit of time of working with you, I've been able to grow my confidence and step into the person who I am and who I'm meant to be. And I've gone through a lot of stuff and I know that I deserve it and I owe it to my kids to have the freedom to be able to have more time with them because I've spent majority of my life working since I was 14 years old.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm compassionate and passionate about helping others as well. So
Hmm.
being able to have a woman coach to guide me through, that's a badass. I'm excited about that, because it's
Yeah.
opened up so many avenues. And you've connected me to so many people that I am just excited about, so
Hmm. Yeah.
it's definitely, it's worth it. I'll tell you that much.
Thank, thank you, Jennifer. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming on live with me. I know your kids are like waiting for
Yes,
you to get off live so they can ask you probably for nothing, like my
for the
kids.
Wi-Fi.
Right. For something. Mom fix everything.
Yes,
But she also has 6 kids, she's running 2 businesses, has 6 kids, got a full life going on, but she still does it. And
right.
that's what I want to tell anybody on here that tries to make an excuse on why they can't start a business, why they can't do this and why they can't do that. I always kind of give examples of my clients, is because my clients are all badasses in themselves. Is like, you find a way, right? You find a way
Right.
or you find an excuse, and you're making it happen. So I just appreciate you. We have one
Thank
little
you.
question, and Monique on here, she asked, what if you're indecisive about what business you want to start? Can I still hire you as a coach? Yes, you can. I actually help you with that, help you figure out what you should do and what you're going to be best at, right? Because I have a lot of people are just like you. They're like, well, I don't even know what I'm going to do yet, Chandra. So I'm not going to hire you until I know what I'm going to do. And what I tell them is that you need help figuring that out. So that's why you need to hire me now, right? And not later. And I've also had people that say, well, Chandra, I'll hire you when I make some money so then I can hire you. And we're like, no, you need to hire me because you don't know how to make any money. And I need to teach you how to make the money. A lot of people don't know how to make the money. So they think, okay, let me start my business, make some money. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. But you really don't have the skills, sales skills or marketing skills to make money yet. So you need to learn all these things before you start your business. And that's exactly what I did. And that's why I truly believe in it. I've had a coach for the last 5 years since I started my business. I have not been without a coach. I've just elevated my coaches. My coaches have gotten, to different levels. I continue to hire people that are higher than me and are at different levels than me so I can learn from them. So, I've always kept one because I always second guess everything. I always overthink. I hesitate. I procrastinate. So I need somebody to kick me in the butt every once in a while. And that's the important part of coaching, is that you have somebody to hold you accountable and kick you in the ass every once in a while to get shit done. So Jennifer, thank you again so much. I appreciate you. And I'll
Thank
be
you for
talking to
having
you
me.
because we text every day, and
Yes,
we're moving forward on everything. So thank you and much success to you. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you everybody for watching. If you want to reach out, don't hang it. Don't turn it off yet.
Oh, okay,
I see you
bye.
going for the button.
No,
But
if anyone has questions, I'm open for questions.
yes, friend her, reach out to her, connect with her. She can help you. If you want to learn anything about my one-on-one coaching, is a 6-month contract, or my Powerhouse Academy, well, Powerhouse Playbook. We named it different. Coming up in June, it's a 90-day program to take you from being an employee to CEO. So if you're interested, reach out to me and we'll get you signed up. But thank you, Jennifer. Don't hang up. I'm just gonna end our live and come
Okay.
off live. See you guys later. Take care. Have a good night.